And we're live. That's right. Welcome to the SB Baseball Podcast, where, gee golly willikers, we try hard. As always, I'm Alan.
I'm RD. What's up, buddy?
You know what, brother? Just living the dream, enjoying a wonderful baseball season with what I say is we got some pretty damn good storylines going on right now. Got some nice young players that have got me I'm interested in. I have been all Ellie De La Cruz, right? But there's some other players where I'm like, you know what? This guy gets it. This guy knows how to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Likes the party.
right? But this is going to be, we didn't do a standing show this week. This is going to be our standing show. We're doing it live this week. Um, Been kind of busy. So we're like, you know what? Let's just do it live. We're going to go through the standings. And as we go through each division, talk about if there's any storylines going on with some teams that we're interested in, right? Maybe there's some players that we're really into, um, so on and so forth, whatever we got. So, where you want to start at, buddy?
The AL East. Why not?
AL East, all
It's
right.
it's always the first thing when you pull up any rankings or whatever, or not rankings in general, but standings and whatnot. It always goes to the AL East.
Yeah, and starting off at the top of the top, you got the New York Yankees, 33-17. They're 2.5 up on the Orioles, who are 29-18, followed by the Red Sox, 26-24. They're 7 back. 8.5 back is those Tampa Bay Rays, 25-26. And bringing up the rear end is the Toronto Blue Jays at 21-26, 10.5 back. I'll tell you the thing looking at this that it catches my eye right off the bat is your Red Sox are the only team that's on a win streak there. They,
Crazy,
they've
right?
won, they've won four straight. Then you got the Rays have lost 4 straight. The Orioles have lost 4 straight. Yankees have lost 2 straight, and the Blue Jays just 1 straight.
Yeah.
But
I
then when
actually
you
have the Yanks as they're my number 2 power rankings right now. Like they are just on a. Now they have lost back-to-back games, but their plus, their runs scored versus runs allowed is plus 75. Not the highest, but dude,
no,
they're absolutely on a tear. I mean, 33-17 with a 660 win percentage.
yeah,
It's a tough division. The Orioles are 2.5 games back, like you mentioned, but they're good on the road. They're good. Good at home. But yeah, it's the Toronto
and the
Blue
Orioles in the
Jays.
last 10, they're the only team with a winning record. They're
Mhm.
7-3 in their last 10. You got the Red Sox and the Rays. They're both 5-5. The thing that I'm most interested in this division is I love the Orioles and the youngsters they have on their team. Gunnar Henderson is fun to watch. He's right there. I think he's second in MLB with home runs with 15 right now, behind Kyle Tucker, who's at 17. And then Juan Soto on the Yankees he's been fun to watch.
Mhm.
He's right up there at the top for your AL MVP, right now. Um, just all he does is get on base and get clutch hits and hit dingers and makes amazing catches. It's the Juan Soto show out there, right? You got a team that's got Aaron Judge out there, and Aaron Judge is playing second fiddle to Juan Soto.
You know, I don't know what it is about the guy. I don't know if it's like his batting, or whatever. Like after every pitch, he like kicks dirt towards the pitcher, grabs his cup, and just like staring down. I'm like, yeah, he's one of those guys I'd probably plunk, like
Yeah.
on the reg. You know what? Your on base is going to be great today because you're going to get one. I'm going to hit you right now, and we're going to get this game going. But yeah, no, he plays phenomenal. If you want to watch a kid with some skills, he is having a hell of a year. You know,
Yeah, and of course the Orioles, a young team, they kicked things off last year, made the playoffs when no one really expected them to, and they're just continuing that trend this year. Fun to watch. Aldi Rushman is another kid that I love watching. The catcher they got back there, and then maybe sometime Jackson Holiday will make his way back up to the majors. We'll see. He came up and it wasn't so. They didn't jive too well together. He was like for the century with several foul tips and a lot of strikeouts. Um,
it's kind of like, hey, welcome to the show. He just wasn't ready, but they had to move somebody up, and they kind of made a story out of it as well. But it is what it is, right? But they're
yeah,
not doing terrible. They're 617 win percentage. They're second place, obviously. They're plus 52 on the run, scored run allowed differential and whatnot. So they're having just a fine year. They're in a semi slump though, losing 3 in a row, and then they're 4-6 in the last 10, as you mentioned. But It's a slightly, I would say it's a pretty competitive division. There's only one team below 500, and that's the Blue Jays. They're 447. That's not
Yeah.
terrible.
Well, the Rays are 490. They're 25 and 26.
So we must be. Mine hasn't updated then because I have the Rays at 25 and 25. They're at 500 right now. So,
Okay. So
and
they
then
lost today.
yeah, so they haven't updated because and I keep I just refreshed again. There we go. So Tempe Bay finally got it. So you have two teams below 500, but
Yep.
ultimately it's still a pretty strong division, tough division.
For sure, for sure. Let's move on to the Central, AL Central, which is a division that's near and dear to my heart as I am a Tigers fan. Started off the year great. Now we're kind of
Boy,
pissing things away, but Guardians are leading that division. That's kind of a surprise, come out of nowhere, right? They're 33 and 17. Kansas City Royals, a game and a half back at 32 and 19. Then you got the Twins who were red hot. They couldn't lose for what seemed like forever, and now they just can't win.
Mhm.
Uh, although they've won two straight, but they're 26 and 23, six and a half back. Then my Tigers are at 23 and 26, nine and a half back. And then you've got the White Sox, 15 and 34, 17 and a half back, negative 100 on that run differential.
I'm pretty sure it's the highest. I think it's the highest. I have to double check that, but
It
yeah,
is. No, it is by far. By
okay.
far.
Well,
Uh,
they got one. Marlins are negative 82, and
okay, that's 18 runs. That's a lot.
yeah, and then there's one other that's up there, the Colorado Rockies. They're negative 75, but yeah,
Yeah.
they're by far. That's a huge number to be the difference, and it's the Guardians are having a hell of a year. I've got them actually number 3 in my power rankings, and the Kansas City Royals, man, they're hanging around. I can't believe it, and obviously the Guardians are in they're in closer games or whatever. Their differential, their run score differential is plus 65. Kansas City Royals plus 72. That's awesome. They're both on 6-game winning streaks.
Yep.
9-1 in their last 10, 8-2 in their last 10. These
Yeah.
teams are built.
And you talk about like players that you're watching, right? For me, with the Guardians, the Naylor brothers, right? You got a couple brothers on the team, and dude, I love watching what they're doing. They had a game, I think it was against your Texas Rangers, where they went back to back hitting dingers, right? It's
That's a lot
just
of your storylines when
it,
they have like a good game or whatever. You're like the Naylor brothers are back at it again today on the
right.
roundup.
Yeah, you got to love that. And then with the Royals, Bobby Witt Jr., the kid's a hell of a ball player, a hell of a ball player. And right now with the Guardians, Stephen Kwan's been out, right? And when he was in, he should be coming back soon, I think. But when he's in there, all that dude does is score runs. Like I think he scores a run. I want to say it's somewhere around 80% of the time he gets on base. It's ridiculous, and he's hitting like 350 something. Just a nice catalyst. And then with my Tigers, Tariq Skubal, who lost his first game of the season today, he's been pitching insane. And then just watching the White Sox, right? And just how bad they are. But then they'll go on a little bit of a run, right? They'll
Mhm,
win a few games and then they just lose a lot. And then they'll win a couple and lose a lot. So, but it's been a fun division so far. And
mhm.
next, that leads us over to the AL West. This is your division, buddy. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rangers are slowly slipping into oblivion. And I told everybody, I go, hey, the Astros suck. I go, but they're gonna start. It's gonna happen. They're gonna get on a tear. They're gonna, and now they're just like
yeah,
seriously, like they're 2 games back on the
right.
Rangers and 5.5 games back on the Mariners. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're good, man. So the Mariners are leading that division at 27 and 22. They're 3.5 up on the Rangers, who are 24 and 26. So it looks like they lost again today. Um, Taking them 2 games under 500. The Astros are 22 and 28. They're 5.5 back. The A's and the Angels are both at 20 and 30. They're both 7.5 games back. Um, I mean, looking at this, I mean, your Astros are definitely the hottest team in that division right now. They're 7 and 3 in their last 10. The Mariners are 6 and 4 in their last 10. They've been taking care of the Braves the last 2 games, handling business there in Atlanta. Rangers are now on a 3-game losing streak. They're 2 and 8 in their last 10. Things just aren't going well there. With the Astros, you got Kyle Tucker, who's just hitting the piss out of the ball there. He had 2 dingers yesterday. It takes his league up to he's got 17 home runs so far this season. Just leading all of MLB.
It's crazy.
It's one of those things where you knew it was only a matter of time before they were going to start catching. Now, there's still 6 games under 500, but it wasn't that long ago. They were 14 games under 500, right?
Yeah.
Um,
They just started cheating again, so they were like, you know what? Let's get
well,
back
that's
to
one
cheating.
guy. That's one guy.
They only caught one. The other ones are still doing it. They're all cheating. But
doing
yeah,
something
I've
like
been
that,
calling
though, like using the sticky stuff, that's hard to get away with, right? Because they check you after every single inning. After every inning, they check the pitchers.
Mhm.
So that's a little bit tougher to get away with for sure. Um,
Yeah, this
but
is this league, you look at all the other ones, look at the run, the differential and whatnot. Look at +5, -4, -8, -59,
it's
-28. It's just like it's this division. It's very. I mean, there's no positive. Nobody in this division is like just racking up runs. You know, like they're giving up. They're giving up damn near as much. You know what I mean? They're giving up almost as much as they score. The Athletics are terrible. They're like one of my. I think I got them as fifth, one of the fifth worst, 5 from the absolute bottom. But no one from this division I have in the power rank, like top 10 power rankings, or let alone top 5. Just terrible. And
the thing is
Rangers are just
though,
hurt though. That's the reason I think obviously that's the Rangers. Their pitching staff's all hurt. They got players. Hopefully Josh Young comes back here soon. But yeah, I mean I've been calling it for a while. I go the Astros they'll start winning again. They do it every freaking year, and just watch out. And of course they're on a tear.
yep.
They're just going to slowly go up. And the Mariners are having a little bit of a problem. Obviously they're 6-4 in their last 10, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
And the thing with the Mariners is like you've got like Julio Rodriguez who has not started heating up yet. He's a slow burn in the season, and the beginning of the season he's not much, but then the more at bats you get in, the longer the season goes on, he just starts heating up. The Mariners are a team. While they're barely over 500, right? I mean they're 27-22, just that +5 run differential. But I would say that's a team that when they're in the playoffs, they're going to be dangerous.
They're
They've
fun
got
to
nice.
watch, especially with that kid, Julio Rodriguez. I mean, they were fun to watch last year. And, I don't hate Seattle like I hate the Astros. I don't. It's the only team I really hate in this division. I actually don't mind the other ones. Like, you know what? I'll watch. But I like watching the Mariners. I do.
Well, Seattle's always had players that you love to watch play,
Like Ken
right?
Griffey.
For as long as I can remember, Randy Johnson, the kid, Griffey, Ichiro, King Felix. Now you got Julio over there, right? They've always had players that you love watching play.
Mm.
The team hasn't always been that great. They probably should have won some World Series when they had Randy Johnson and Ken Griffey over there. Maybe you kind of let that one slip by, but they always got players that are exciting and fun to watch.
Mhm.
I will say that about the Mariners.
I agree.
And like, again, they're not always that great. They're fun to watch, so it's just kind of like it's like the little brother, right? Where you're like, oh, that's cute. I like what you're doing over there. That's fun.
I'd like to see them in the postseason this year. At the very least getting in as a wild card. But yeah, I'd like to see them because you're right. They're going to heat up towards the second half of the year, and they might be a force to be reckoned with. You know what I mean? They might make a run this year, and obviously, I mean they already took it over the West, but then again, he had a terribly slow start for the Astros. Rangers are falling apart. They're just it's a division up for the grabs. Out of all these, everyone else has like a stranglehold on their division,
Mhm.
or at least 2 teams do. But
You got like 2 teams really in a lot of these divisions. They're two teams right now. Now it is still young in the season, but
mhm.
yeah, I mean, I think right now you look at things and the AL West is probably the worst division in baseball right now. Um,
Well,
but you
no
got some
one's
teams
below
that are up.
400 though. You know what I mean? Like, so their average is like no one's below 400. You got a couple where there's people that are in the fours, and you got like a 319. Um, like
Yeah, but looking top to bottom though,
yeah,
right? You only have one team over 500.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So now some of the other ones they only have 2 teams, but those 2 teams, like we're getting ready to jump into the NL and the
Exactly.
NL East,
Yeah.
right? it's a two-horse race there with the Phillies and the Braves, but those are two of the best teams in baseball,
Mhm.
right? So the fact that yeah, the Nationals suck, the Mets aren't good, the Marlins aren't good, but that you're very top heavy there,
Mhm.
very top heavy, where I those are two teams that are probably could win the World Series, and you wouldn't bat an eye. You'd be like, okay, yeah, people are placing bets on those two teams to win the World Series, and it's not like I throw $20 on the Tigers to win the World Series every year, right? It's not that. It's hey, I want to win money. I'm going to bet on these two teams.
Yeah, the Phillies got a hell of a chance right now. So go
It, it,
take a look at the
yeah. So
NL.
so you got the Phillies at 36-14 right now. They're on a tear right now, winning five straight, 8-2 in their last 10. They're 6.5 up on the Braves. Just think about that for a second. As good as the Braves are, and they were one of the favorites going into the season to win the World Series, they're 6.5 back in their division. They're 27-18. Nothing to sneeze at there. They're 4-6 in their last 10, though. They're on a little bit of a slump. And then you've got the Nationals at 21-27, the Mets at 21-28, and then you got the Marlins bringing up the rear, 17-34. They have won 7 of their last 10, though. They're 7-3 in their last 10.
Mhm.
So they have been looking good here lately. They had a streak of what was it, 3 straight games earlier in the week with 3 straight shutouts. So and then they're negative 82.
Yeah, yeah. Phillies are
And the
plus
Phillies
90 and plus 39. I mean, plus 90 is insane. Their win percentage is 720. Obviously I have them. They're the number one in the power rankings. You know what I mean? And then
yeah,
Atlanta's 5 right now. And I mean, Atlanta's they win at 600. 600. They're 27-18, dude.
and
Like
they're
they
6.5
need, yeah. Oh, 6.5 back. That's unbelievable. It's like,
and a half back.
uh-huh.
Just insane. And then if you're talking NL East, we talked about this guy a little bit earlier during the Strikeout Beer show, but Ranger Suarez right now is just pitching insane. He's probably your favorite right now to win the NL Cy Young,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
I can't think of anybody. I mean, you've got some other guys that are pretty good that we'll talk about here in a minute, but the season that Suarez is having right now is
Yeah.
is pretty nice as he's sitting there at 9-0, a 1.36 ERA, just
Yeah, dude, he's only allowed
68
10
Ks,
earned runs.
right. In 10 starts. He's got 10 starts,
Yeah.
but he's also got 10 quality starts.
Mhm.
The one game that he didn't win, let's take a look here. Do I have that up here by any chance?
Yeah, his whip is 0.79.
It's
Unbelievable.
it really is insane what this kid is doing right now.
Mm.
Like he's fun to watch.
Yeah.
He's definitely fun to watch. He had a streak of I want to say it was like 20, 30 something innings at one point in time this season, with no runs allowed.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, just he's good. He's good at this whole throwing the baseball thing.
Now he did, he had 10, it's a season high, 10 strikeouts. Of course, it was against the Rangers. But, that's the thing, and then against the Mets, he only had 3, but he's getting up there. He's, like, above 5, at seriously, like, almost every game. He's only dipped below 5, like, twice. One against the Nationals, he had 4 strikeouts, and then the Mets, like I mentioned, he had 3. So, he's putting it up there, man. I don't know what his over/under is. I probably need to start looking it up, maybe put a little bit of money on it, but, my chance or my luck is he'd stop striking people out.
I've won a little bit of coin, throwing some money on some over unders with him. I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah,
He's just been fun to watch, right? It's fun to watch a pitcher dominate a game, right? To
always.
go out there and strike 10 guys out, and you got guys that they're just not even touching the ball; they're just swinging and missing. It's fun to see that. As much as I love seeing hits and home runs and all that, but just to watch a pitcher dominate a team is nice.
Yeah,
It's pretty nice.
yeah. I agree.
Um, Now, the NL Central, I really enjoy this division, but you got some bad teams in there right now.
Reds
But you
shouldn't
got
be
a
this
lot of
bad.
fun players.
Yeah, the Reds should not be
Eh,
this bad.
Right. So you got the Brewers leading that division right now at 28-21. They're a game and a half up on the Cubs, who are 27-23. They're the only teams over 500 there. Everyone else is under 500. You got the Pirates at 23-26, the Cardinals at 23-26, and the Reds at 20-29.
Yeah.
Um, Cardinals have turned it on here as of late. They've won 3 straight, 8-2 in their last 10, as well as the Pirates have turned it on here lately. They've won 2 straight. They're 6-4 in their last 10. And when I look at this division, I'm looking at like Christian Yelich is having himself a great season with the Brewers right now. Um, stole home, I think it was yesterday, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
which is always fun to see someone steal home. The Cubs, they got 2 of the best rookies in the league right now in Michael Busch and Shada Almanga. Shada Almanga is insane. I think his ERA is at like 0.84 so far this season. Uh, just striking people out. The Pirates, Paul Skinnis, that guy, and you got to listen to his press conferences. Like he he's king of he's cock of the walk, and he knows it. He knows he's better than everyone. He's like, good luck hitting my pitches. And his last game, he went out there and struck out the first 7 guys that he faced. I think he threw 6 innings, a no-hit ball. The guy is just throwing heat. I think he's averaging 100 miles per hour on his pitches. Averaging 100 miles an hour, which is insane. And then the Reds, Run DLC, Ellie De La Cruz. I can't say enough. He's my favorite player in baseball. I love the guy. He's got 30 stolen bases. You're going to have someone who's going to come real close to stealing 100 bases this year.
Yeah, he's on track for it, right? On pace for it?
Yeah. And when was the last time that's happened? Like, I can't think of the last time you had someone steal 100 bases. It's been a long time. And
Has it
just to
really
see him
ever
do
happened?
it, and he's stealing a couple bases. When he doesn't just steal a base, he steals them all. He gets on. He's like, okay, I'm going. I'm going. He's the closest thing we've had since Ricky Henderson.
Right. All right, here you go. I got the last player with at least 100 steals in MLB season with St. Louis Cardinals speedster Vince Coleman, who racked up 109 thefts in 1987.
1987.
Uh-huh.
That is insane.
Mm-hmm. And I think he's definitely one. He's super, obviously, Ellie's super fast, right? But he's also taking advantage of the pitch situation, right? You can only have this many disengagements. There's a pitch clock. He's, you know what I'm saying?
But he's just fast as hell, though. Like,
He's so
look
damn
at
fast. When they clocked him on that in the Parker, and I
it
was
was
like,
10 seconds. Like 10
he's so,
seconds.
he's so damn tall too. So it's like 3 strides and he already made it to first. Couple more strides, he's already past second. You know what I mean? But
Let me ask you this: we line up you and De La Cruz. All right.
okay.
Are you getting the first before he gets home?
Home, yes. Maybe I bet you he could go from first or from home to third before I get to first. But I
Like,
don't think he can get. It doesn't take me 10 seconds to get to first base.
we're
Right,
talking MLB bases, though. We're not
90
talking.
feet.
We're not talking softball bases. They're a little bit
Yeah,
shorter.
90 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I can. Yeah. No problem at all. 10 seconds.
Okay.
10
Hey,
seconds.
but also knowing that you're trying to get there before he gets home.
I'll probably pull a muscle.
Two things: the odds that you're going to pull a muscle,
Yeah, groin's getting pulled right out of the box.
and the odds that you're just going to trip over your feet.
If I just got to get the first, I'll probably trip with like my second to last stop and I'll slam into the bag. You know what I mean? So it might work out in my favor. Like I'll go down and my arms will be up and I'll just slap the bag. But yeah, no, I think I can get to first base before he gets home, but he's rounding third. You know what I mean?
And it's not like he's hitting and then running, so he's going to shave a little bit of time off of that. Because if he's just standing there running,
it's just like baseball practice. You have to take the fake cut, drop the bat, take off, or take a big swing, and and then you got the recall. That's one cool thing. He's a righty. He bats right? Yeah. So he's got to make the swing and then drive. You know what I mean? Drive his body across the box to get out of the box.
no, he switched. I'm pretty sure he switched.
He
Is he not?
switched hitter.
I thought I remember him hitting a home run on both sides of the plate.
Man, let me see. Bats right. Let's see. He must be. I think he's a switch guy. I've seen him come out of the box where it looks amazing. You know, because lefty's got just awesome swings. Right, their body carries him naturally to first base. Let me take a look real quick. I'm trying to find out where he actually hits. Let's see stats, news, charts.
Yeah, he's a switch hitter.
Yeah, switch R. Okay, yeah. There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
But
So
yeah, so if he does it like a lefty, he'll probably get going. You know what I mean? He's gonna be like just tearing ass down the side or down the line. But yeah, oh god, yeah. That's maybe I'll go to the fields and clock myself one day. See
or
what I.
if you start at second, do you get home before him?
No, I don't think so. Because it only take we know that it takes him 10 seconds or whatever. Was it 14 seconds or 10 seconds?
10. It was 10.
It's 10 seconds. I don't know if I can get to second. I don't know if I can get from second round third and be home. I'll have to check it out. We'll have to see. This might need some further research because I'm not slow. That's the other thing, right? I'm not a slow runner, but I'm old, right? I'm just old I'm old. So
We might have to one day before the show head to a ball field and time ourselves.
yeah.
Pull out the old stopwatch and say go, and just see how long it takes us and see where he pass. I mean, obviously he passes it up to begin with, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
when he's sitting down on home, where are we at?
Exactly. Exactly. All right, let's look at the next. So you have the last division here. We've got the NL West.
The NL West, which you've got the the Dodgers right now are kind of running. They're running away with that 33-18. They're 7.5 up on the Padres, who are 26-26. The Diamondbacks and the Giants are both 23-26, and then you got the Colorado Rockies bringing up the rear there at 15-32. Um, this is a division that's been doing good over the last 10 games, though, for the most part, winning records pretty much. You know, you got three teams that are 6-4 in the Dodgers, the Giants, and the Rockies. And then you got the Padres and the Diamondbacks are 5-5 right now. Um, the Padres, though, they are making some moves, right? They traded for Luis Ariz to add to that lineup. Jerkson Profar has had a resurgence
He's had a
there
great year. Yeah,
right
he's
now.
he's back.
He is what is he hitting right now? He is currently hitting 339 right now. He's second in the league behind Shohei Ohtani, who's hitting 356. And let's just let that soak in for a minute. I think Ohtani is a 280 career hitter, and
Mhm.
he's hit 356 this year.
Crazy. But he doesn't have to
Uh,
worry about pitching. He just, I'm just
and
gonna go
that's
up
the
there and
thing.
hit.
Like you look at him, and it's like, okay, if he just focuses on one thing, he's better than everybody.
Yeah.
And when he focuses on two things, he's still pretty much better than everybody.
Yeah, I hear you. I got the Dodgers in the four hole for the power rankings. You know, like you said, they're 33-18, which is really, I mean, the 647 win percentage, the run differential there plus 83 just shows you they put up runs, right? And it's nice to see the Padres actually in the plus side as well because I've been enjoying watching them. They've won some games. The Rockies went on a nice little win, little streak. Hell, they beat up the Rangers. I mean, who doesn't right now? But you
Right.
know, some of these teams they're on the cusp of doing like they can turn their season around. Obviously, it's still May. We're getting close to the end of May, but there's still plenty of time, and none of these teams are really out of it. Other than I would write off the Rockies at this point. I don't think they even have the talent to get there. You know, the Giants are falling just a little bit further back. Diamondbacks aren't really a threat, but you know, Padres, why not? You know, they can get hot. Just got to score some more. They got to get those runs up. You know what I mean? They scored 236 runs, which is not bad, but you know, your top teams have definitely already put up a lot more.
For sure. And then like with the Dodgers though, I mean Tyler Glass now is having himself a great year. You know, he's 6-2 right now. He's got 81 strikeouts. His Ks per nine inning is 11.8. Right, 2.9 ERA. Yoshimbo Yamamoto is having himself a good year. His first year here in the MLB. He's 5-1 right now. 3.17 ERA, which a 3.17 with this team is good because they're going to score 5-6 runs a game, right? That's just all there is to it. So, that's kind of your look at your standings. Now, I want to end this with talking about something we talk about a lot because it's got to happen at some point in time.
I swear to God, if you ask when Trevor Bauer is about to get signed,
When the hell is this guy going to get signed? Like honestly, like
everyone's starting to bring it up, and especially when you see teams that are struggling, especially on obviously pitching and whatnot.
let's talk
And
about your Rangers.
the comments
So many pitchers
flooding.
are injured for the Rangers right now, right? And you got this guy who is pit now. Granted, it's the Mexico League, right? But he's dominating the competition he's thrown up against.
Yeah, I think he has an actual chance for some type of lawsuit. He's being, you
He's
know what I
being
mean?
blackballed.
Yeah, he's being blackballed, and it's just like, okay, so at what point? Because you can't tell me that everybody's team, they have exactly who they want on the pitching staff, and they're all healthy, because we know that's not true. And he is better than half the league, right? I would
Yeah,
say he's definitely better than half that currently rostered right now and starting or relief, whatever. With all the injuries and whatnot, you got so many star pitchers that are out. So they don't, you know what I mean? You need someone to come in. Yeah, I don't know why he's not signed. There's something going on. I don't know what it is. I don't know why everybody's like just it's the weirdest thing. I'm not getting into that. But anyways,
but,
yeah, I don't know why he's not signed.
let's real quick. Let's bring it in for a minute. Let's get things personal with you. The Texas Rangers, Andrew Heaney. He started 9 games. He's 0-5. He has a 4.43 ERA.
Which
Are
isn't
you?
bad. 4.43. You know what I
It's
mean?
not good.
It's not good, not terrible though, but it's still like he's not. Yeah, he's lost all his games. You know what I mean? Well, 0-5. He started, I think, a handful more or whatever.
He's got 9 starts. He's got
Yeah.
9 starts. He's pitched in 9 games. He started 9 games. He's 0-5.
Mhm.
What are you doing? Right? You want to get back to the World Series. You want to be competitive. This is the thing that kills me with teams when you got guys on your team that are like that.
Mhm.
Look, the worst pitcher right now for wins and losses is Ross Stripling for the A's. He started 10 games. He's 1-8. He has a 5.19 ERA. Why is this guy still in the league?
The other thing
Right?
that drives you actually crazy when you talk about Trevor Bauer is that he told you that he'll sign the minimum.
League minimum.
He'll sign the minimum. You're not going to get his talent for that price anywhere.
No.
And that's how you know he's got an actual case, against MLB or against teams or whoever. You know what I mean? He should, it should be against the MLB, and then he should go down the list of every team who has a worse pitcher, like worse starting pitcher than he is, or whatever. You know what I mean? Figure it out and then sue them individually too for discrimination or something. You know what
Right.
I mean?
You got these guys that are just really bad, and it's not like let's look at AJ Pook for the Marlins. He's
Yeah,
started
Marlins,
4
yeah.
games. He's got a 9 ERA. He's 0-5 with a 9 ERA. A 9. 9.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
are you
These
why
teams
are
that
you
are
so
terrible, they're, like say the Rockies, the Miami Marlins, the Chicago White Sox, these teams that are giving up a ton of runs, right? They're giving up a ton of runs, but they're like, no, we don't, no, we're good, we're fine, we don't need to sign this guy for $1 million.
I don't even think it's a million.
I think that's the league minimum. I believe it's close to $1 million. I think he said he'd sign him for like $1 million.
No,
Eh, it's-
he said league minimum.
Really,
Let's see here. MLB league minimum.
it's 600. No, that ain't right. Minimum salaries for years 2023 are as follows: 60,000. That's not right. As of
It,
April 2024, the minimum salary of players 740,000. You see that?
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah. So 740.
AJ Pook makes 1.8 million a year, and he's the worst pitcher, probably one of the worst pitchers in baseball.
I don't know what this is. Like what is the minimum salary? Must be talking like minors or something. Like I don't know. That's like you're missing a number there.
But you gotta and you got a team like your Red Sox, who are trying to be competitive. They're in third place. You're trying to tell me if you don't add Trevor Bauer, and by the way, if you add him, Jonathan Papelbon has stepped up and said, I will pay his salary. If he does not work out and he bombs, I will pay his salary.
Yep.
Now, he did say, hey, if he does good and it works out, I want you to go ahead and donate them.
Uh-oh, froze up on me. So to finish up what he's saying, oh, there you go. Here, you're back. You're back. You didn't
But
catch the
it's
you didn't
it
catch who he was
does
going
work
to donate
if
the
it does
money to.
work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wants the Red Sox to donate some money to charity. It's a win-win, right?
It's like, why not?
I don't understand why you don't.
You don't want to give money to charity? You know what I mean? And he's already saying he'll pay for it. What's the problem? You know what I mean? What is the the case that was fraudulently put against him?
Right.
The lady said that
Cleared his
it's
name.
not true.
It's cleared his name.
Man.
Oh, just
Frustrating.
It is. And again, as you're seeing these teams that are struggling and they're a pitcher away in some cases, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sign the guy. What's the worst that's going to happen? He sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, you cut him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. It's actually a pretty good situation. You get a guy on the cheap who's actually a good pitcher, and if he sucks, you cut him.
Who wants nothing more than to prove he can still play the game. That's it. He just wants a chance. Sign him.
A legit chance too. It's not like he's asking for, oh, I want like 50 million a year. Guys that don't want to play because they know they suck.
Kaepernick, right?
Yeah.
Who says, "Oh yeah, I'll come play in the XFL, but you got to pay me $40 million a year." Well, we don't pay all of our players combined that much, so we're not paying you that. No, he said league minimum. Just let me show you I got it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jesus.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You suck, MLB. More day games. How about that?
More day games, especially on Friday. I need at least 3 afternoon games on a Friday.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I saw a post and it was like, if you became commissioner of the league, what is the one thing that you would change? And you know what the number one thing that was in the comments?
Huh.
The ghost runner in extra innings. They wanted to take away the runner on second in extra innings.
I don't mind it, to be honest. I don't. That's one of the things. Maybe we can talk about that, but obviously, I don't mind it. It's like
It adds an
extra
exciting
innings.
element to it, right?
It does. And then they steal or they don't go on a certain. I mean, it's just like I think it's great.
And then the other thing I saw was more day games. Do better. Like, come on, I need more day games. That's all I want. I just want day games. Am I asking for too much? I don't think so. At least one a day. At least give me one.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Not at all.
But hey, guys, thanks so much for watching. We appreciate you guys. As always, I'm Alan.
I'm RD.
Talk to you guys later. Deuces.